Seis Manos on Netflix is a very good animation. I enjoyed it from the beginning to the end. It's a little bit racist, or balancing that line to racist or not racist. And not that I'm opposed to certain words being said, but what do they call people? Oh, you're just one of those woke people that it's not that. It's just that it's something that I've been against my whole entire life. I hate those damn words when they use them to any race. And this animation, though it doesn't fully cross the line, it does teeter with that. But other than that, it was a great story. The pacing was superb. There was a little bit of a lull towards the last, I would say almost towards the end. The last two episodes were basically for the next season. So because the boss of this series dies towards before the last two episodes. So the last two episodes are basically just setting up the next series or the next season. But I enjoyed this series tremendously. I enjoyed the multicultural part of it, where they were they had Mexicans, they had African Americans, they had white people, they had Japanese. Obviously it's Japanese anime, but it was produced and by Hispanics or Mexican or Latino people. So it was a good mixture of it, even though you could tell that this was made for a Japanese audience. And I completely am here for that kind of representation. Again, without all that, gringo and all that stuff, kind of the races, not just for the white people, but also for Hispanics. When they made us talk like this, they made like a stereotype Mexican, and all that stuff. And they made us look like all about drugs, which again, I'm not opposed to that in storytelling, but when you stereotype groups like that, and not just, like I said, not just the whites, the Mexicans, also the African Americans. That's why I say it's teetering with that racist part. But even though I'm saying that, I completely did enjoy this animation. The character development was good. The action, the drawing, the voice acting, all of that was top notch. And if you are a fan of anime or Japanese animation, you will enjoy this 100%. 100% you will enjoy this. There is, like I said, the character development is good. The story behind it is compelling. Which is surprising. They get a lot of the cultural aspects of Mexico and in that region really, really good. You have like the Dia de los Muertos aspect. You have a lot of the spirituality of the Mexican tradition. Some of the legends that they deal with, which of course most of the production cast is Hispanic or Latin or Mexican. I don't want to disrespect anybody that's not from one or the other, but it was just surprising. So when you mesh those two, I thought it was beautiful the way they meshed it together, with having the cultural importance or the cultural representation of Mexico along with the Japanese animation, and blending those two together it was really, really good. So I recommend Seis Manos for you guys to check out. You guys will enjoy it. It is I can't remember the animation studio that makes it. So especially on Netflix, since they are the king of anime, you're gonna get this animation group that does a lot of those animes on Netflix. So you'll recognize the animation style, but it's so crisp, so clean, so well done with the movements, the mannerisms, all that kind of stuff. Is really top notch. So if you have some time, go check out Seis Manos. Besides the little bit of the teetering or stepping the line of maybe crossing over to some racism, you'll highly enjoy this. My rating for this series is a C+. Maybe you might be wondering why you gave it such a great review. Why a C+? I found, like I said, some stuff it was great and all that pacing and storytelling and all that stuff, but it's gonna be forgettable at the end of the day. The story was nothing too like wow, but I mean I appreciate the way they blended everything, but it's gonna be a forgettable story. I mean right now I'm having a hard time trying to remember the first 3 episodes, and even though there is some memorable moments, it's nothing that I probably will remember, but again, you'll find it enjoyable. But anyways, those are just my thoughts, and that's just my rating. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. And what would you rate this anime? If lower than a C plus, higher than a C plus, put those thoughts down in the comments. And like always, that's a wrap.